Yo, welcome to Bringing the Business, man. A lot of times we come on, you'll say like, man, or you hear hosts say like, man, I got a special guest in the house. But for real, I got a real deal special guest in the house, man. Somebody I've been trying to get on for a minute because I know how unique his story is and how special his story is. And so this is somebody I've been trying to get in tune with, and I'm glad I finally was able to, man. We got Craig Pressure Parker in the house, man. What's up, Craig?
You doing, man? I'm doing things.
Good, good. Hey, I think our connection just off a little bit. Say something else.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
Man,
I'm
what's
doing
up?
good.
Good, good. So just so people understand why I said what I said about it being a special guest. This is a young man I've been knowing a long time, man.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure of coaching him in high school football back at I'm gonna let you tell your story a little bit, but back at Bowen High School. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah,
played football. I was out there coaching with my old man, was able to coach him out there, man. You remember them days, Craig?
yeah. Man, I still think about a lot of it. It kind of what inspired me keep pushing. A lot of people probably don't know. Actually, I everybody had who they was looking at on a team, but it's like you gave me that inspiration to keep on going. Because some days I was like, man, if I'm gonna make it with all these other guys that was, I'm gonna say was playing longer than me, so they had more experience than me. But you seen something different in me. So me being out there on football, I believe the guys out there had just more experience than me. But always seeing in your eyes that I could do I could do much more just like these guys. You feel what I'm saying? If I had
Yep.
that, I felt that if I had that one-on-one training like them guys had, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of was kind of hard because wrestling and playing football, I was like, man, I probably need to put on some weight and start hitting these guys and going to but I have to leave wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Not that I have to leave wrestling, but I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But wrestling taught me a lot. I guess both of them together put me in a position of what I am today. You know.
But see, you know what? You say that I saw something in you or whatever like that. Let me tell you what I saw. Like you right. It was some guys out there that was quote unquote better than you on the football field or whatever like that. But you had heart though. And that was something that you
Yeah.
can't teach. Like you was a tough ass kid with heart. And like what
Mm-hmm.
people say with nuts. And it was
Mm-hmm.
um like you was a thumper, man. Like you wasn't scared to hit, you wasn't scared to bring it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man,
Yeah.
I'd go to war with somebody like that all day. Like we could teach the other skills that come with the game, but you got somebody
Yeah.
that's willing to lay it all on the line, somebody that's not scary, somebody that's not scared to mix it up. And that's what I saw in you, man. Like you was a dog, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know, and people didn't understand that, I was willing to do anything when the person gave me the opportunity. Like I said, you know, growing up from the south side coming to the east side, we didn't have family over there when we moved to the east side. So most people's always picked on us, bullied us. That's what mostly I had to go through growing up was being bullied, picked on, talked about, and all that type of stuff. So, and coming from a household that was like, having an abuse household and all that. So being abused in the streets, going to school, back to the house, it was like when I can never be me, when I'm at, so the only time I can express myself is saying, you know what? If someone give me the opportunity, I'm gonna outbeat everybody, and that's why I've grown so much until when it be time for me to wrestle, play football, or any opportunity so someone can, you know, scoop me up and show me like, Craig gets a better life out there. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's how I fell in love with boxing because I didn't have courage. I didn't want to fight. Like I said, when you've been through so much abuse, you just look for peace. You feel what I'm saying? So
Okay.
when I went into learning how to box, You know, I wasn't. I was like, no, man, I don't want to get in that ring. You know, dude was looking good up there at Trumbull Park. He was looking good, and so I'm like, man, I don't want to box, but I got in there, faced that fear, and what happened was, look at me today.
Hey, but
I
you know what? You know why that's funny to me though? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that you and wasn't that you and the guys that had that little bathroom boxing ring or something going on around the school or something? Wasn't y'all fighting in the bathroom or had like a little
yeah,
bathroom brawl thing situation going on in Bowen?
yeah. So what all came about? The guys who I hung around knew that Craig might look scary, but Craig could fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I went in the bathroom with some of these guys, they was I'm tough, game banging and all this, and it was just a whole different story. Guys knew, hey, Craig gonna knock him out. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he act like. Because people look at you like, all right, we'll see, just a wrestler and stuff like that. But they knew that I could fight too. You know,
Hey,
so
so
that was like,
seriously, y'all, so seriously, y'all was really in there getting it on in there?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I heard about it, but I ain't know if it was official like that. So
yeah.
y'all was really in there. So what was the prize? Was it money prizes or was it just for
It was
flowers?
just for fun. It wasn't basically doing. I guess they were just doing it to show who can fight, who have just a must, because we know if they found out we were gonna get suspended and different things like that, you weren't gonna wrestle or play football. So I think we just kept that amongst us and stuff like that until people started fouling out, and then you know people started getting in trouble. So you know, I really was like, man, okay, no problem with me, because I knew one thing, I'm gonna take you down or I'm gonna fight you, but I was always a stand up fighter, so it was okay with me, So
Hey, so
when they knew.
my bad. I was to say, where the name pressure come from, man?
Well, I named myself Pressure because in my life I always had to. Being in Chicago, you only got 1 second to make that right or wrong move. You know what I'm saying? And I always was under pressure in anything I had to do in life. So that's why I named myself Pressure, because I don't care what type of guy you put in the ring, what you put in front of me, under pressure, I'm gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I call myself Pressure, because I have to make my decision under pressure all my life. So when a person say, "Yeah, we're gonna see if we're gonna fold under pressure," not me, because that's just how my life is. So
Okay,
that's why I named
okay,
myself.
man. I sat back, man, and watching some of your fights and stuff like that. When I knew we was doing this, and I watched because I googled you, and I saw, I guess that's your Instagram page where you got some shorts of different fights that you had and stuff like that, man.
Craig Parker boxing.
Yeah, I, I,
Hmm.
I was very impressed, and two things, man. For your size, what's your measurements?
I'm like, I fight at cruiserweight. That's from 178 to 200. I fight around 195, and I'm only like 5'10".
You look bigger than that, like
I
like
look bigger than.
like size what, like, you know what I'm saying? You get in that ring, man. I'm watching some of your fights, man. You look bigger than that, man. As far, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
well, it's a TV, because the
Okay.
TV can make you look bigger than actually what you is. And then I'm short and I'm stout, so that means I'm more. I got wider shoulders than most guys and stuff like that. So most guys I fight, they'll be taller than me, and so like say them guys like 6'4", 6'5",
Okay.
they weigh them than me, but they just tall. So I'm short for like small heavyweight. So that's what it is.
So,
It's cruiserweight. It's just small heavyweight.
so when you get them guys that's in there 6'3", 6'4", that length don't affect you like that?
Nothing. Just coming there to destroy. I'm gonna be honest. I just come to Detroit. I just know that I don't want to go back to where I come from, and it just like if I don't take care, I'm going back. So, It just for me, it's just to take care of business. That's how I look at it. I look at it going in, taking care of business, and not letting it take me back. I came a long way, and I'm not going back.
Okay. So
So
I
nothing
see
really bothered me.
I see up there 20-0 right now. Is that current?
Yeah, 20-0.
And
Yeah, twenty
all
and
of them
0.
are
20
knockouts.
by knockout. Yeah,
20-0
that's
and
all
all of
guys
them knockouts.
work. Yeah, that's bad guy work. Even in the amateurs. Yeah, that's all guys work. Yep.
Man, that's impressive, man. And another thing, what I was getting ready to say, another thing that the two things I was going to say that I noticed, I'm watching your fights, man. Them body shots, man, look like they was breaking cats down with them. You know what I'm saying? With them body shots she was throwing, man. That's why I say
Yeah.
you look a lot more thicker and a lot, like you coming with a whole lot of power, man.
Yeah, and that's why I come from my legs, because big legs and stuff like that. So, really that's my favorite shot, the body shot and the left hook, because I always idolize, Mike Tyson and Joe Frazier and guys who just coming forward, just ready to, get it on. So, for me, it's like break the body down and fall. So that's why I mainly go like just break the body down, at least get them tired, and then get them out of there. So that's why I go to the body a lot. A lot of guys like to gun to the head and, do all that other. I just want to keep it pretty and simple. If you take that guy body, if the guy can't take the body shots, man, he ain't gonna be that long. So that's how you
So
get that short enough for breath.
I find that impressive that you went all the way back to Joe Frazier, man. A lot of cats don't like whether it's boxing, whether it's basketball, whether it's what I'm saying, everyday life, whether it's Black American history, whatever it is. A lot of people don't like to go all the way back and learn from the guys that was way back. You know what I'm saying? Like you obviously
Yeah,
you ain't saw
yeah.
no Joe Frazier. You ain't
No,
saw some of them guys, but for you to take the time to go study guys that was 40, 50 years ago, I think that that's impressive, man.
uh,
Who taught you to do that?
well, when I fell in love with the game, I said, you know what? I got to find out why the guys back then was so had so much endurance. What it's like every time I want to read about every fighter, and the more I got to learn about fighters, the more I figured out who I was. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like sometimes in life, someone can go through the same thing as you, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense." You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you understand most boxers like Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Mayweather, all these great fighters was bullied and picked on. Most people didn't believe in them. So to do what you do as being an adult, because like in the NFL and all these sports, that if you don't get up and do what you need to do, they not finna knock on your door. Talent is free. Like I said, it's free money until they show that you don't got it. Then they gonna start cutting back. But man, listen, when you show people who you are, man, like I say, man, boxing is my job. Boxing, I didn't go to the Olympics. I didn't go to the Nationals. I didn't do, but one thing people knew what Craig gonna do. Craig gonna take care of his business. So every time I got in the ring, I'm gonna take care of my business. So I didn't have to worry about going home and seeing what the key work for my house or seeing when my lights come on, because when people see that you different, they're gonna make sure you're all right. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm blessed to have the team that I do have, that I'm blessed to be where I'm at, because I'm striving for greatness. But I'm not just striving for greatness for myself. I want to be a testimony for people that are going through the same thing that I went through, to let people know, man, look, to fight through, to beat your best opponent is all about yourself, because you only can beat yourself through fights. When you fighting, you only can beat yourself, because it's about what you're not doing, what the other person is doing.
Man, I
So
and the other thing, like I saw on your page and stuff like that, like you had the different commentators who I guess were commentating for the fight, or um, you know, and they just talked about your power. They talked about man, y'all better learn this name because he gonna be around for a while and stuff like that. So I'm seeing that people are speaking very highly about you and your skills and your
Mm-hmm.
abilities, man. So it's like people getting wind and people figuring out, you know what I'm saying, that this storm is coming
Yeah.
right now. Only thing I didn't like, I was watching, it was two of them sitting at the table and they mentioned, yeah, Craig Parker, you better remember this name, whatever like that. He's from blank blank South Carolina. I'm like, oh no, y'all ain't taking ours, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Chicago bred cat, man. No, y'all ain't,
Mm-hmm.
don't claim ours. Y'all ain't claiming our guy, man. No, that's a Chicago cat right there, man.
Well, it's just like, when just like I say, any sport that the team they play on, like, you understand, like, if you ever think about Michael Jordan, you don't think too much about North Carolina when you first come to mind.
Yeah.
You think about Chicago Bulls, even though he's from North Carolina. So for me, it's about me repaying Mike that same favor that he gave it to North Carolina. He gave it to Chicago, and I just want to give it back to his town, just like he gave it to me. You know,
So where are you fighting out of?
South Carolina.
South
Rock Hill,
Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah. So
How
so
you
for
get out
me,
there?
well, I was in Vegas. And so I was in Vegas with Jesse Reed. Jesse Reed had like over 20 some world champions, like Roger Mayweather, all them guys, Johnny Tapia. He worked with a lot of fighters. But what happened was I was in Vegas working with this one guy named Elijah, who from Chicago, who worked with Oliver McCall. And so he was talking to this one guy, and he was like, "Man, why y'all want me to look at this kid? All the kids is average today, because when the guy like 70s and his 80s, he feel like if you're not working like Sugar Ray Robinson and guys like, I'm gonna go back to basketball like Dr. J, you just gonna find an average guy out here. You know what I'm saying?" And they were like, "No, this kid not average. This kid different." And so he came out there and looked at me, and then he said, "Well, I want to see how he spar." And he went around and talked to people about me, and they were like, "Man, yeah, he's special, man. He good." And he came to talk to me. He said, "Your name Craig?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, a lot of people talk very highly about you around here in Vegas. Vegas is a boxing capital." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." But coming from Chicago, you always think when somebody want to talk to you, they want something. Like, man, what you want from me? I go out there and fight you, take the majority of the money. But it's not about that. It's not about that. No, everybody not out there to take nothing from you, especially when you don't got nothing. He's like, well, I'm gonna take from you when you don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But doing something together, we can both make something. But he was never looking at that. His whole thing was, I'm in my 80s, because he just passed away at 93 years old. He was like, I'm in my 80s, man. I'm going to see another world champion. You know what I'm saying? Money and all that. I had that before. I've been there. I just want to see another world champion. And he was a Muslim from the mosque over there, you know, um, from the nation and stuff like that. So he was really, but he was a good guy in the boxing world. So when I was in Vegas, I was actually, before I was sparring with Roy Jones Jr. for Mike Tyson, was going to spar with Mike, but I ended up sparring Roy.
Who you did? You was able to spar with Roy?
Yeah, for the Mike Tyson fight.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, straight up. Tell me about that.
yeah.
Man, hey man, you can't just
Uh,
casually say that like that ain't nothing, man. Come on, man.
yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, well, seeing your idol, seeing people that you just watch on YouTube, and then next thing you know, you spawn with them and stuff like that. It's a blessing. You're moving on up. So I was sparring with Roy was great. It taught me a lot, and
How did you get to
he
do it? Before you
actually,
even get to that, before you get to what it taught you and all that, how did you get this opportunity to, and, that's huge, man. How you do that?
yeah. Okay, well, I was in Vegas, and so Elijah, he took me to the barbershop where Mike Tyson and stuff hang out. And so he thought he probably would have been there. And he was like, no, but two of his friends were there. And he was like, well, these his friends, and I'm going to ask them because, like I said, he had Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall was Mike Tyson's chief sparring partner in Tokyo when he was getting ready for Buster Douglas and them. So he was real tight with Tyson and them. So he was telling them, like, I like for Craig to spar Tyson and stuff like that. And so they said, okay, we're going over to Tyson house right now and we can, bring it up. But then the guys that I was with down here in Rock Hill, they had ties with Roy Jones. So I told them like, hey man, I'm gonna go spar with Tyson and stuff like that. But they didn't, they didn't want them to come to camp with me. They were like, oh well, okay, it was like, okay, we gonna go down there with you and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, they don't want that. So they just want me and that's it. So they kind of like got me with Roy Jones, and Roy Jones knew I was preparing for. I was studying Mike Tyson ways, and they were like, "Man, we got Craig, man. He can move like Mike Tyson for you and stuff like that." So he was like, "Okay, bring him down." So we went to Pensacola, and I sparred with him. And after that, he invited me to go to Pittsburgh and spar with him for his last camp. And man, if you look it up on YouTube, I think it's on Scotty White page or something like that. And he asked you, "Hey man, who was the person that looked more like Mike Tyson when you were sparring?" He gonna say Craig Parker.
Man, that's dope, man. So
Yeah,
so what was and I know this is obviously an older Roy Jones and stuff like that,
yeah.
but what qualities, what man, what you see in Roy, man? Like what was special about Roy, even at this age?
Um, Sharp. When a person got a sharp mind, because everything comes from off, your mind, how you thinking. You know what I'm saying? So Roy was still sharp. Um, know how to move the ring. Still throwing combinations and stuff like that. He wasn't no slouch like people think like, oh, Roy was. Oh no, never that. And it's hard. He'll fight it to the end of life. So he was still moving around, good jab, good hook. Man, everything still looked it on time when we were preparing for the fight. I know I was moving, slipping like Mike Tyson and stuff like that. So it was good work on both halves. Yeah, so I learned a lot, and then after that, he taught us a little bit of foot movement, a little bit of head movement. He talked to me a lot. Even cooked some fish and gave me some, so that was great. So that was good.
Man, so I saw you on your page holding a title belt. What was that?
Yeah.
What belt is that? And what tell me a little bit about that. What's going on with that?
I'm the North American champion, meaning that um, United States, Puerto Rico, Canada, Cuba, Mexico, I'm the champion of cruiserweight. I'm the North American champion. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yep,
Wow.
yeah, man.
So
So
what
yep.
like when you fight, where most of your fights held and stuff like that? Like where
Well,
you
well, my last fight was in Nashville, Tennessee. So I fought in Tennessee, fought in Mexico, Cuba. I mostly fight in South Carolina and other places like that. Where else I had to fight at? Um, in I think Nebraska, somewhere over there. Nebraska, Sioux Falls. Where's Sioux Falls City at? I forgot what that at. That's up that way
yeah,
though.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. So how often do you fight? Or when was your
Well,
last fight?
right now, my last fight was last Tuesday. Um, in country boxing up there in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So we getting ready to fight again in maybe July, late June. So we looking for something like that. Um, and man, I'm just blessed, just staying focused and working hard. That's mostly it. And just ain't letting nobody take my dream away. You know. So
So what
yeah,
you do
so we
about
looking
two,
to
three
do
fights,
some
two,
big
three
things.
fights a year?
Uh, I'm gonna probably step out the car just to get probably a better light. Hold
Okay.
on for a second. Probably better light out here.
Yeah, it
So
is.
that's better, right?
Yeah, that's
So
better.
probably I try to do fights like every every other month or twice, like probably every 3 months. So fight 1 month, then next 2 months fight again. So because right now I'm in the
Okay.
stage of just continue to keep fighting. The more you fight, the better, the sharper you're gonna stay. So that's the whole plan right now. So we looking to fight for a big title this year. So we working hard. So I'll be going to Thursday. Next Thursday I'll leave out to go to the UK. There's a big fight going on out there. So I'm going out there to show myself and maybe get an opportunity to talk to some promoters and stuff like that, so I can get on the fight, get on the card. So yeah,
Man, that's dope, man. Man, you making major moves, boy.
yeah.
You making
Oh man,
you making
just it's a job. It's a job. It's a like I said, it's a job that if you give your all, you're gonna get a lot out of it. If only thing you're gonna get is what you put in, and that's on any playing field of what you do in life. Whatever you put in, that's what you're gonna get out. That's it. So I just know from people
man.
like you,
I see.
people like
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
people like you, people like even your uncle Cook, the one used to be around the security guard. Man, it just y'all had that type of look to show a person you could do more, bro. You don't have to, settle for less. You know, and your father even used to tell people, "Hey, man, get in there and show these guys that y'all better than them." God didn't see it, but I seen it. You know, but I just wasn't that person that talk out loud. I was just that type of person that sit back and just say like, I'm gonna do the best I could. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the team can see what I'm doing and we can pull it together. But I was always just sit back. But your family just had that look and that feeling when you beside them to tell person like, if you want it, go get it. It's out there. It ain't nothing holding you back but yourself. So that type of talk y'all used to give us, I carried that all the way up to here where I'm at now, and gonna take it farther.
Man, I wish so. I'm still in the schools or whatever now, man. And I talk to a lot of these kids now, and I just wish that somebody like you could talk to some of these young boys that's what I'm saying, in these high schools and stuff like that, man. Cause some of them got different talents, whether it's basketball, football, different stuff like that. Some of them come from, tough environments, some of them come from stuff like that. And it'll just be good for somebody like you who come from that type of background that
Mm-hmm.
that you could just show them like you can be whatever it is that you put your mind to. And but
Yeah,
see,
most
in
definitely.
a lot of cases, people can't see past what's in front of them, what's in front of them today. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for them to see people who was in the same boat, same circumstances, same whatever, go out and do great things, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
and that's why I kept telling you when I was trying to get this interview. One of the things, if you remember, I kept telling you, man, you got a story that need to get out there. I kept telling
yeah.
you that, like, you got a story, man,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I knew that I had to get you on. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched
Yeah.
you as a kid, and then I
Mm-hmm.
watched you from afar. You know what I'm saying, through social media and everything like that. And it's like, even though I'm not gonna sit up here and say like, man, I just saw this, he was gonna be a world champion boxer or whatever, but I saw something in you. Like
Mm-hmm.
I saw something in you, even though your circumstances were what they were. I saw something special in you, man. And I'm
Appreciate
just so happy and just so excited for you that it's coming, you know what I'm saying, it's a play right now, you know what I'm saying, for you.
it.
And I always see, which obviously your shirt on right now, and that's your Facebook handle. That's stuff you say all the time. Tell me about this God's plan, man. Why is that your slogan, or why is that your theme for your life right now?
Well, like I said, not coming up in a religion house, not coming up in certain situations. I know people say, "Man, I depend on God only when things is going good for me or stuff like that." Now, I depend on God at all times because every situation that I am in, if I'm not hurt and I'm waking up to see it the next day, I know He still got a better plan for me. I know it's a way out. So the reason my team called God's plan is because when I got the opportunity that I'm down there with Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, Tank Dave. I'm down there in Vegas with Floyd and all these type of guys. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't got the pedigree that they got. I'm gonna make it out this situation. You know what I'm saying? But I stayed coming to the gym, coming working hard, stay showing myself up every day.
So when the people that brought me here to Rock Hill, South Carolina, when I got here, man, they built me my own gym. Hey man, they go the key to your apartment, they go your car, this your every month, this what you're gonna get. The only thing you gotta do is focus on boxing. I'm like, what? I'm not an Olympian or nothing. Like, if God can do it for me, he can do it for anybody. I broke down and told the guy, like, really? I felt like I was getting treated better than guys, the Olympian guys who never had who had the pedigree, but didn't have an attitude. They had attitude. I'm cocky, I'm this. Bro, people can work with somebody who can listen, who want it. Like you said, who got that will and desire. Everybody can fake it. That's what mostly the world is. YouTube, Instagram, all that. You can be what you want to be. But when it comes to that ring, that's reality. So when guys seem like, well, at first, when guys was like, oh, he gang, I'm like, I'm not in no gang. But down south, that was like chickens, like, they gang. I mean, they fight, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I thought when it was like he gang, I'm like, I'm not in no gang, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they talking about? But it's a different kind of word. See, you don't know certain words if you're not out here, if you're not in different states. You might say something that can be offensive, but actually, you'll think somebody say it's offensive. Like one time I'm sitting in the I'm sitting in the office, and this lady walk in. We sitting in the famous gym Johnny Taco, and this lady walk in, and the lady said, "I got a couple of guys. Do you got some sparring and stuff like that?" Well, he said, "What size?" Because we got Craig right here, and they named a few more guys, and then she was like, "You don't like boxer," and I'm just like, I'm the hardest worker in here. So I felt kind of offended, but all the time, Arthur, who a cruiserweight champion and everything like that, he tapped me on the shoulder and said, "That's a good thing. That meaning that you ain't getting hurt like these other guys." You feel what I'm saying? So at first I took it offensive, but I should have took it more like, okay, that's good. That means I'm doing something good. That means that I'm not getting hit like these other guys. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like, okay, you got good defense or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So as me not as me not knowing different things, you're taking offense. As I learned to be around people and stuff like that, I learned how to talk to people, open up to people, and express myself better. So I'm blessed to
So
be able to do that. Because like I told you, back then I just be quiet about everything.
so let me ask you, man, who the GOAT?
Boxing? Well,
Yeah.
I just
I,
believe I
and
just
I'll let you break it down if you want to break it down in the weight class. If you want to just give me an
um
all around GOAT,
um
however you want to do it.
I can't say it's one GOAT, because I didn't learn what I learned from just one person. I learned it from multiple people. So for me, everybody who get in the ring is the GOAT, because you can learn things from everybody. So we all warriors. So I can't name just one guy to say Floyd the GOAT, Muhammad Ali the GOAT. Well, I can tell you that they achieved a lot and they done so much and opened so many doors for me and so many other people. But I have learned from every boxer I ever studied. That's what I gotta
And I,
say.
I keep hearing you talk about study and everything like that. So you're a real student of the game, man.
Yeah.
And that's that. And I think that's along with the hard work, along with the natural talent and ability, being a student of the game is so important, man. And
Can I ask you a question? Okay,
go ahead.
as you been when you play football and
Uh-huh.
someone asks you who would the go as a trainer, you couldn't just say my high school trainer, because
Right,
you gotta start off and say my dad taught me some things, my
right.
high school coach taught me some things, my college coach taught me some things, and I just put them all together, and that would create me. So actually, I learned from so many people of different things that I can all say what they're great in and different things that they have taught me, that I have to give credit to all of them.
So are
You know?
you a fan of the current boxers and stuff as well? Do you study
Yeah,
current
I
boxers
study.
and
I study every fighter, every weight class. I watch every fight that come on, because that's the only way I'm gonna get better, is knowing what's going on, you know, daily. You know, and what fighter gonna be the superstar? If you want to be a superstar, it could be a lightweight that superstar like Tank Davis. for me to overcome him, I got to overcome Canelo. I got to overcome, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of big shadows out there that you got to try to cover up, you know, big faces, big names. So how can you cover them things up if you don't pay attention to what they're doing?
And man, I see your training, man. You be training your ass off, boy.
Every day, every day. This is a train that don't stop. Every day. You got to train hard every day, get good rest, keep a steady head, and don't get caught up with the things on the outside, because that's easy to do.
What that diet like?
Well, I always like the keto diet. I always go off my blood type, you know. So I like more like the keto diet. I'm gonna tell you, I like sugary things. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like the keto diet because you can have certain things. So add extra fruit, extra yogurt, and stuff like that for that sugary taste, that curving you just have. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just all a curve of an appetite that you love. Like some people like cake, chips, whatever. Find something that you can make more. You can make more potatoes and just add different kind of flavor on it. You got some potato chips, you know. So whole potatoes is not bad for you. So if you cook it and bake it and put your type of flavor you want on it, you won't have the curving after you eat. So yeah, I really try to stay like, you know, because you eat so much different kind of things, your body get inflammation, you know. So I try to stay away from that as possible, because it would drain me a lot when I'm running, training, you feeling very fatigued. So yeah. And then you gotta
Well,
understand this, being in Rock Hill is football city. Most guys from here go to the NFL. So you always can take pointers from them as well.
okay, okay. Well, I just want you to know, man, in closing, you got a team here in Chicago that's still rooting for you. You know what I'm
Appreciate
saying? I talked to Booker early today when I told him, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna do it. He in your corner. I talked to the old man today, man. He say to tell you what's up, man, and he proud
I
of you
appreciate
and
it.
everything like that, man. You know, definitely me. Like I say, I've been watching you from afar. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's the first time we didn't talk, in a while, but you got a team here, man, that's still rooting for you. You got a
man.
team that's still supporting you, that's still want to see you do great things, man. We got your back, man. We like I say, man, we man, you cause like when you make it, I could go tell somebody, man, I know him, man. Like you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
got a little piece. I know it's probably a tiny piece, man, but I got a little piece to do with that, man.
yeah,
And and I'm just so proud of you, man. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. Like I say, I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner, man. And as these next fights come up, man, let me know, man. I love to come
yeah,
watch you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
promise you,
man.
I'll come.
I'm
I promise you, I'll come watch
man. Look, I'm gonna keep everybody in tune. You know, from everything up. You know, social media. Like I said, I just have some change of things that, with social media and all that stuff. So I'll keep everybody up, far ahead of when I'm gonna do something. But man, like I said, being on that football with you, Booker, Aaron, all y'all guys. And when y'all used to talk to us, if y'all didn't think that y'all um voice didn't get through, you seeing it right now. It got through.
you, man.
Y'all don't have to
Man,
worry about it. It got through. And I let Coach Wilson, Cook, and everybody know. If y'all think what y'all was speaking can get through, I use it every day. And I want to thank
man,
y'all for pushing them words, because I was just that kid that sat right there, and y'all didn't understand that I didn't have the belief in myself that y'all had the belief in me. But I just didn't want to let y'all down. That's why I went hard all the time. And that's why I'm still going hard. Because people that believe in me and people that sacrifice their time, that's what I admire more. People time. Because people don't have to waste that for nobody. But when they give you their time, I show people all the time, you ain't wasted. Because I'm showing you. I'm going out there to do what, we talked about. So yeah,
for
I
sure.
appreciate
So man, Craig Pressure Parker, man, y'all
it.
better
Yeah.
remember that name, man. Remember that name. Look him up right now. Get in tune with him right now, and we're gonna continue to follow you. I want you to continue to be a guest on the show. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yes.
you to come back, man. And we could talk boxing, we could talk real life, we could talk, you know what I'm saying, whatever like that. But definitely bringing the business is gonna follow your career.
Thank you.
And gonna follow you, man. And like I say, let me know about the next upcoming events and stuff like that, because I like to be in the crowd, bro.
All right, appreciate it. And you follow my Instagram, it's Craig Parker Boxing. That's my Instagram, my Facebook, and everything. So if you follow that, you will see all my up and coming fights. My daily life is on that. So that's everything. Craig Parker Boxing. So
sure,
thank you.
for sure. All right, bro. Man, get
All right,
back.
thank you.
You done training for the day?
Yeah, I'm done training, man. It's getting dark outside. I'm just finna go home, and it's Good Friday. Maybe watch up and, man, probably watch a movie, man. That's all I do.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I'll be in tune with you. Love you, little bro.
All right, love you too. Thank you.
All right, bro. Business.